Welcome to What If? History where we share short stories of alternate timelines in history. Subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a new story. Let's tune in to today's alternate history. June 18th, 1815. The fields near Waterloo, Belgium. In our timeline, this was the day the dreams of a French empire stretching from Lisbon to Moscow were crushed. But what if the cannons had roared to a different tune? What if Napoleon Bonaparte had triumphed at Waterloo? It began with a simple shift in the weather. The night before the battle, the rains held off just long enough. The mud was less treacherous. Napoleon's artillery moved swiftly. Marshal Grouchy, often blamed for arriving too late, intercepted the Prussian army under Blücher before they could reinforce the British. The result? Utter chaos in Wellington's lines. We struck at their flank just before noon. The Emperor himself ordered the Imperial Guard forward. I'd never seen him so sure, so radiant. We watched the redcoats break and run. Captain Jean Moreau. With the British and Prussians defeated, the Seventh Coalition collapsed. Napoleon, ever the tactician, chose diplomacy over destruction. The Treaty of Frankfurt, 1815, recognized the re-established French Empire under his rule and redrew Europe's map once more. Austria and Russia, exhausted and wary of another war, conceded. The Bourbon monarchy fled. Britain, humiliated, turned inward. The Napoleonic Code became the foundation for a new continental order, spreading from Iberia to the Balkans. Securing power, Napoleon restructured France into a modern technocratic empire. With peace came innovation. Industrialization accelerated. Napoleon II, raised in the École Polytechnique, ascended the throne in 1830. A blend of military discipline and Enlightenment ideals fueled a European renaissance under Bonaparte rule. We once feared Napoleon as a tyrant, but here, in the heart of the empire, I see steam engines humming, women reading Voltaire in cafes, and children taught in the same schools regardless of birth. Perhaps he was a tyrant of progress. Lady Eleanor Whitmore, France, now unified and efficient, turned its gaze outward. Algeria became a model colony, not just in name but in infrastructure. Napoleon III, son of the late emperor, focused on global influence. French became the lingua franca of diplomacy and science. The American Civil War unfolded differently. Without British or French interest in Southern cotton, the Confederacy withered. Napoleon's France supported Lincoln, seeking a trade ally and ideological cousin. Together, they forged a transatlantic industrial alliance by 1870. By the dawn of the 20th century, the Napoleonic Empire stood not as a dictatorship, but as a constitutional monarchy leading a federation of European states. The Great War of our timeline? Avoided. The Treaty of Vienna, replaced by the Concordat of Lyon, a coalition of equal powers. We ask, was Waterloo's loss a tragedy or a mercy? But look at our world now. Railroads from Bordeaux to Budapest, civil rights enshrined in law, and no war between great powers for a century. Napoleon gave us order, but with it, the breathing room for liberty to grow. Professor Armand Lefevre. In this alternate history, the Corsican rose not just to conquer, but to civilize. History turned at Waterloo, in our world toward restoration and British dominance, but in this world, toward a different kind of revolution. We hope you enjoyed this journey with us. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell us a historic event you would like to hear if it was different, and maybe you will see it in a future video. Thanks for watching.